Today, what I wanted to do was someone, and I don't remember who, was asking about getting a block to render like only on the front, like to render block content on the front end only when it scrolls in the view. And I thought that was an interesting thing to look at. So I'm gonna try to do that today, and we'll see if we can get that happening, and we'll kind of go from there. So. And I also had this idea about views. So to do that, we're going to need to use the viewScript property in our block. And then I was also thinking, because viewScript, anyways, I'll get into that in a second. But first thing that we're going to do is, I'm totally not prepared for my stream today. Not prepared in any way, shape, or form. So what is this? Copy path. I'm just going to jump in here. Paste that, ls, okay. Zoom this in so y'all can see what I'm actually doing. So here we are in here, lsla. All right, cool. So I'm going to cd into my plugins directory. Plugins, all right. And then I'm going to actually use npx at WordPress, create block template. Do I have, okay. And so this is like my favorite. You can't see that. This is like my favorite package in the world. So what this is going to do is this is going to create a dynamic block for us, and it's going to use a template that I created to generate a dynamic block for us. So I'm going to give it a block name. We're going to call this load in view, load when seen. How about that? It's a horrible name. So that's the name of the block. So I'm going to go ahead and scaffold that out. So this is going to download the thing, and it's going to generate a block for us. So we should see it starting to get generated in here. So in here, and this is just scaffolding out the files that I need, that we want to do. That I don't want to have to do that all manually because it's a giant pain. So this is installing WordPress scripts package, and as it says, it might take a couple of minutes. So anyhow, yeah. So thanks for everyone for coming. If thanks, Hickey Pops. That's a great name. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Did you, while we wait for this thing to work, did that block variation thing work for you? The Hickey Pops asked a question in the WordPress Discord about adding a social icon, a custom icon to the social icons list, and we think we found a way to do it. So it's a block variation because all those icons are just blocked variations of a social link block that's in there. So I think that'll work out for you. I tested it a little bit, and it worked. I just used like a generic icon, and it showed up in there. So it seems to work, but it'd be cool. I'd love to see the final product there. Cool. Anyway, so we're done here with this thing. So I'm going to cd into that block that we created. I'm going to hit npm start. This is just going to put us in development mode. And we can now jump back over here. And now we can come over here and let's add a new post. We'll call this, oops, sorry. The title's going to be view when seen. Boom. Save draft or publish. Why not? Yeah, let's publish that. So then what in here? View. Oh, it's a plugin. I need to enable it. Let's go back into here. Leave. Come to our plugins list. Y'all yell at me if you can't see anything. Where did I put that thing? Where is that plugin? What? Is this it? Is it? Hold on. Let me just see. Let me get in my block.json. Where's that thing? Block.json. The title is load when seen. Why is it not being seen? Build. What the deuce? Okay. Interesting. That's. Am I blind? LM. No, it's just not there. Did I put that in the right place? What the heck am I doing here? Huh. Okay. What is up? Something isn't right here. Should be right in here somewhere. Okay, come on now. View, don't find it. Is this in the wrong spot? No, this is in the right spot. Okay, what? Okay, so let's go meme generator. I'm gonna give it a name of test. Make sure that this is actually showing. Man, it's like, okay, there it is. That showed up. What the hell is going on here? What? Plugin name in meta. Plugin name is put in create block. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Maybe it's here. Probably right. Probably right, Adam. Let's see. What's it called? Yeah, it's called create block. Of course. Load when seen. We're gonna do that. And once again, someone else saves the day. There we go. Woo! Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay, cool. So that should be now enabled, and we'll come back to our posts here and all that this stuff. Man, it's like every day, every Thursday at 10:30, I show the entire, well, all 6 of you, just how shitty a developer I am. So I appreciate you coming and sharing that with me. Load when seen. Okay, so we've got this thing. It's super generic. We don't, okay, there's not much going on here. Hold on. So let's just update this, and then we'll come in here. Okay, cool. So what we need to have happen now is we all start somewhere. Yes. It's only taken me 18 years to get this shitty. Gab, you're awesome. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to add a viewScript in here. All right, and that's going to be Kevin. Are you going to? Is anyone here going to WordCamp US? Is anyone going to WordCamp US? I'm going. I hope someone from this stream is able to go and hang out with me. But I don't know. There's like 8 tickets available, so. Birgit's going. I know you're going, Birgit. I didn't know you're in here. Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming. Birgit and I work together. She's awesome. Okay, so the thing that we talk. Okay, cool. So all we need to do is. So I'm just gonna do alert. Alert loaded. Okay, so we're gonna do that. That seems like it's not following the correct. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I hate this. It's so dumb when this does this. It's this ridiculous. I'm not gonna fight with this thing, but I don't know if anyone else has dealt with this. But if you notice, my ESLint is wanting to remove that space in there. That's actually not correct, as opposed to like as it stands with the like WordPress coding standards. The reason it's happening is because we use npm. We use a list prettier. We use a fork of prettier. Well, that seems to be actually working. That looks great. But what sometimes happen is the prettiers get a little confused. And it loads the actual prettier, even though it's supposed to be named. It's supposed to be aliased. Anyways, long story short, sometimes this happens. You can do it. You can force it, but I'm not gonna mess with it today. So just you're just gonna have to put up with it. Sorry. Yeah. All right. So we got that in there. Okay. So this should. So now when I block the JSON, we've referenced this viewScript. So now, oh, I have to run the build again. So if I run my build or I start, I guess. What it's doing is, so now we've got this Vue.js, so that should get loaded on the front end. But if you remember correctly, I think we had to do this. What we had to do was If your prettier config isn't in the root of your VS Code project, it really doesn't listen to it. Yeah, that could be it too. There should, maybe I don't have one in here. Yeah, I set this up before. There's a way of doing it, like the way that Gutenberg does it. What was this? Maybe because you're in the WordPress dir instead of the plugin dir for the workspace, and that sees the wrong prettier. It could be doing that. There's a few things. I've had this happen just on individual plugins like that are just standalone, and I'm using like WP and V as the development environment, and it's a real pain. So hopefully we can get that figured out, so we don't have to use the fork of prettier anymore. There's a pull request out for the prettier repository to accept some flags to allow us to customize the real prettier as opposed to the fork. And I'm not gonna worry about it too much. But one thing, okay, cool. Anyways, I'm rambling. So what we have to do here now is in our dynamic block callback, we need to actually manage calling our enqueued script, which I cannot remember what I did that in, and it might have been, hold on, I'm just gonna stash these changes, stash include untracked, and I think it might have been in here. Let's see. Yeah, so this is what we need. I'm going to just switch back to my other branch, and then I'll kind of explain this a little bit better. Today's the 14th, it sure is. I'm going to close all this and go into Yaw. I'm going to stash, apply, stash, and this should be a work in progress. And there we go. Yeah, we got all these files. Okay, so in here, in our render callback, we need, what we need to do is we need to manually call the viewScript that we've enqueued. So by defining it in your block here, WordPress, when it registers the block, is actually going to register this script. But because we're using a dynamic block, if you're using a static block, it doesn't matter, it just does it. But if you're using a dynamic block, which we are, which is purposeful because of this, we have to call that manually. So what we do is the namespace, the block name, and then viewScript. So the namespace is, so this is a create block. Is that what it, yeah, create block. So this should be create block, because that's my namespace up here. And then we should have load when seen. That's the name of our block. Right, load when seen, and then add viewScript to the end. So what this should do is when we add this block and then we refresh our page, we should see that alert pop up. So let's just see why I can't. Oh, let me full screen mode. So we go here. Let's see. Ah, it worked. Look, it worked. Great success. Okay, cool. So let's just test to make sure that doesn't get called. I'm gonna just delete this. Remove load and see, update, and if we refresh this, it doesn't get called. So we know that that's happening. Load and see. Okay, so let's hit this again. Refresh this. Yay! Now we got that. Now that's about the most useless thing that we can do with the JavaScript file. So I guess the next thing that we want to do is figure out. Let's put a bunch of text in here. Actually, I've got this handy little thing. We're gonna go 3 paragraphs. Copy that to the clipboard. We're just going to paste all that in, and then I'm going to drag to the bottom, drag, come on now, drag to the bottom. Why being like that? Why being like that? There we go, update. And now if we look at this, we'll do that. Now we got a bunch of stuff. So what I want to have to happen is basically this does something when it scrolls into view. I don't know if the person who asked about that is on the call here or not, but I did it again. I set a call to the stream or not, but that's kind of what we're gonna mess with here. So let's just see. So this is less block development now, I guess. And okay, cool. So we enqueue this. Any questions about what I'm doing so far before I move on? Cool. So in our viewScript, I'm going to do this. I'm going to import what is it? DOM ready? Ready from WordPress. I think that is the one I need. I'm gonna just I'm gonna take a look in here. Oh god, I pressed the completely wrong button. There we go. So yeah, okay, cool. So I think this will work on the front end. So we're gonna do this. So I mean, I'm gonna do this. You can also use an iffy, it would, like the immediately invoked function expression. Really? Yes, it is automatically built by scripts. So that's an excellent question. So because we have a reference to it in our block.json, scripts knows about it and says, okay, cool. So we're gonna build this, right? We could call this whatever we want. It doesn't have to be called Vue.js. We can call it FE, for example. If we wanted to do that, we should now get I should probably do this. Keyboards Banala, thanks for the follow. We should now have a FE in here. We do. So like, it doesn't really matter what we call it. I like to call it Vue because it's viewScript, but that's just me. So you can call that whatever you want. And then so I can just do another alert to make sure that works. Test. And hopefully, uh-oh, did I break it? What did I do? Uh-oh. Maybe it doesn't work on the front end. Oh, you know why I can tell you why it didn't work on the front end, because I changed it in here. So that's what I want. So this should now be building. Now let's see. Refresh. That works. Now let's go into incognito window. Just make sure. Okay, cool. So it does work. So you can use that to test for DOM ready, or you can do the immediately invoked function expression, which is good times. Okay. So I just learned about this thing because I don't know anything about JavaScript. Oh, not that. This IntersectionObserver, which I think is so cool sounding. So I'm going to use that. Oh, you know what? First things first, I'm going to do some things to this block. So in the block, I want to make this so we can only put a single instance of this block. So we'll put multiple and we'll set it to false. I'm doing that because I'm going to use an ID to identify where this thing should load, and putting up. And you know, I don't want it to be. So you can use React stuff. Would that conflict with other plugins? I don't think so. It's all contained. I mean, you could make a React application if you wanted to. I mean, let's do that. Let's start by doing that. So the first thing that I want to do is in my template, I'm just going to have an ID, and I'll call this load when seen. Oh, actually, I wonder if it gets it. Let's see what it gets out of the box. It might get an ID. I'm not sure. So we'll see here. Okay, let's go over here. We'll inspect this. See what we got. So we just got a class. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it an ID of ID equals. I call it app because why not? I think I might need a space in there. So now we should have. Oh, this stupid thing. Inspect should have. Okay, so we got app. We can call that whatever we want, but that's it. Sorry. What? It's WordPress's fork of JSX. Sorry, Hickey Pops, can you expand on that? WordPress doesn't have a fork of JSX. It's not even a fork of React. So the way that it's done is that it is React. Behind the scenes, it's definitely React. It's just been abstracted. There's an abstraction layer on top of it to allow us, the royal us or whatever, right, to be able to replace that framework if need be. So let's say Facebook/Meta, whatever they're called now, all of a sudden says React is not the new hotness. We are going to stop development and forcibly tell everyone to stop using React across the world. The way that the Gutenberg project was built, it uses an abstraction. So we could say, okay, well now we have to use Angular, I don't know, whatever, or Vue or whatever. We can then go in and change the underlying functionality. In theory, that's kind of the idea. That's exactly what it is. It's a high abstraction, right? So, and if you want to mess with some of the React stuff, there's a WordPress element package, which we can look at here. Where is it? Where is E? So there should be this element package. So the element package is definitely something that you can have a little read about. It kind of explains a little bit about what's going on. There's a lot of there's a lot of like one-to-one sort of things. Like you can get create element. You can get what do you use? Where is it? Render. Yeah, like you want to if you wanted to just render an app, a super duper simple app, like just create portal. There's a lot of this is very, very much React stuff, right? Yeah. So you can use render like you would through React.js render. Like you could right? Isn't this what we do here? Yeah, so you can do something like that. And what version of React? That's an excellent question. It's not the bleeding edge version, I believe, but we can take a look at the Gutenberg project, and we can have a look there. Gutenberg, here we go. So packages. So we can look at not packages, sorry. So we look in package.json. There should be a React in here. React somewhere. React 17.02 is what they have in here, which I don't. What's the most recent version of React right now? No, just React. So 18.2. So they're a full version behind. So it should be, I think 17.2. 17.2 and change. 17.02. There we go. I don't know if you guys know. I'll zoom that in. But those are that's what we're using there. So I think they stay a version behind just to kind of make sure that nothing breaks. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, yeah, you can definitely. I think we did this somewhere, but I can never remember how to do how to build a. I guess that's just what you do, right? React component. You just add render. Okay. So yeah, so if we wanted to render React component on app here, we can just go import. I think it's what, render from. Oops. At type word. Press element. All right, and then we can go render. And then what do we need to do in here? The element and the container. Wait, I'm doing the wrong one, aren't I? I always get this. I always forget this. Is it render DOM? Someone put me out of my misery. What is it? Oh, maybe I should jump to 17. Oh, I can't. Mm-hmm. What's root? Root is I always forget how to do this. It's a bit hilarious. I can't remember where I did that before, but I did it at some point. So render, and then this takes a component, doesn't it? Oh my God. Basic React app. Hello world React. What is it? So that's all I need. React DOM.create root.render. I feel like this has changed. So where's React dot? Is there a create root in there? Let's just see. Nope. Yeah, you have to put JSX in there, but there's a. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. You know where I have one as a code pen. That's what I'm looking for. This basic syntax is something oh, okay, so I can say const app, and I'm going to make it a functional component, and it's going to say div. It's going to be React. Boom, and then I should be able just to do this. And then do that. With a little luck, this will work, and I'll stop embarrassing myself in front of super smart folks. Yeah, that's exactly the syntax I could not remember for the life of me. Okay, cool, so let's just see. Yeah, there we go. So that's a React application. Let's just open up an incognito one just to make sure it works. So it's here. There we go. Cool. So you can do full React applications. You can do all that stuff, and I mean it's all like I don't know why it would conflict. I mean I guess it could potentially, depending on what you're doing. But so now I've lost all my windows. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, so let's see. Now, one thing I'm not sure what's going to happen is if I use this intersection observer, which is this is the demo that I don't want. If I want this, use this new intersection observer, I should be able to know if. So let's do this. Let's create a new intersection observer. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to create the observer const, right? So this is going to be my callback. Oops. Right. And then I think it's the entries function. And then I don't need to set this threshold thing. I'm not going to mess with the threshold. And then I'm just going to have it observe. I'm going to have it observe the container as well. So I'm going to put container in here like this. And then I think it's a. So I'm going to say, I'm going to just steal this code for now. So what should be happening here is the list of items that are being observed is referred to as entries. I'm going to just get rid of this. So if it's intersecting, it means that the way the intersecting observer works, to my knowledge, is that when you define it, you can tell it is intersecting with an item, or the viewport. And so if you just leave, where does it say it? Not threshold. Where is this up here? This is pretty good. Okay, so if you set your root to null or to leave it off, then it will assume that you're looking at the viewport. But you can also say, is it intersecting with a parent, which is kind of neat. But for our purposes, we just want to know if it's intersecting if basically it's in the viewport. Okay, so let's see if this works. And then for this, I'm going to just do that. so let's get back over here. Look over here. Okay. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna get the console and do this. I'm gonna run this. Target is not visible on the screen. Target is not visible on the screen. Oh, I can see part of you. So now we can see it. It's not visible. Now it is. It's not visible. Now it is. There. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. No. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. I got weird. Cool. So I wonder if I can call render. Like, okay. So I guess so there's a couple of parameters here that we can look at. So if entries is 1 means it's fully visible. So if it's fully visible, we should be able to see this, right? And then, so that's what I want to have happen. So we're going to refresh this. So it's not visible. Oops, sorry. What the heck? That's interesting. All right, I'm going to console log this because, oops. I'm going to put this in here and see what we get. This is my first time playing around with this, so if anyone sees anything really ridiculous that I'm doing, you let me know. So this should say I can, okay, so the target's not visible on screen. So I can see part of you. Okay, well that's weird. Okay, so I don't know why it's, maybe it's, Okay, so I wonder if the target's too small or something. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's why they're using this. Where's that example down here? I'm gonna put this threshold on and see what that does. And I should go in here. I'm gonna put a little threshold action in there. I wonder if it makes it a little, oh yeah, see that? Okay, cool. Oh, I'm gonna read about this threshold doodad a little bit more. There was a threshold option. Stopping observer, no. Where did I see that? Let's read about threshold. When crossing a threshold. Oh, okay. A threshold is a number between 0 and 1 that represents how much percent the target element is intersected by the root. So 0, okay, cool. So what is this? What is my example saying here? So my threshold is 0, 0.5. Okay, so when it crosses 0, when it crosses half, and when it's fully visible. That makes sense. Okay. So when the threshold is 0, this callback is run. When the threshold is 0.5, this callback is run. And then with this threshold is 1, meaning fully visible, this is called again. This is a super cool thing. I don't know, nerding out here a bit, but let's see. Let's see if this works. So we should get 3 console logs, right? We should get, sorry, I'm gonna reverse this, close this. So I get nothing. So I'm gonna go slow. Okay, so that happened really fast. So more than 50%, less than 50%, target is not visible, and then this is target is fully visible. This is cool. Cool side note. Scroll behavior. I'm not sure if you can use it together with something. Didn't use viewScript. Intersections are probably pretty cool. Scroll behavior smooth. So that's a CSS property. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Kevin, I'd like to see that block because you write good stuff, and that's that. It's probably a private thing. Anyways, okay, so what I want to do here, I don't really care about these other ones. I'm going to just basically use 2. So it's going to be when it's no longer there and when it is there. Let's just do some things. Although, well, we're not going to see anything that happens here. So let's try. Wait, did I? Nope. There's my clipboard here. That's what I want. Okay. So when it's fully available, I'm going to call render. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to see. So if it's fully there, we're going to render the app. So let's go slow. Go slow, go slow. Dynamic blocks, fully there. Okay, so there we go. So now we can, we just rendered a React application when it scrolled into view. And then when it goes away, what happens? We got, oh, okay, well, we aren't doing anything with it. So what should we do with this thing? What do you think we should do with this thing? Anybody? Anybody? Something like, what would be something that you would only want to have load in view? Like a lazy load, perhaps, like of an image. Maybe we'd want to have it. Maybe we'd want to have it do something else. Can you unrender something in React? I have no idea. React remove, unrender. How to from itself. Like if I just want to get rid of it, what do I do? Because it's like, so here's what I'm thinking. Like, what if we did something where we had some kind of like, okay, let's do a bit more of a complicated app here. So let's do this. I did see your comment there. You can unrender, but I forget the method name. So let's pretend that we were doing something like this. Okay, I'm gonna do a return, and we're gonna have this be, say, whatever, a counter. We're gonna do like a counter thing, okay? And then const, no let, I guess, counter equals 0. Right now, go. Is it useEffect? We're gonna want to use effect. We get useEffect from the element package because it's, there we go. Right. So let's say they wanted to do something like this, right? On load, I want to set interval handler is going to be function, and I don't know if you, okay, and then we'll do this every second. And then, so what I want to have do is go counter plus, right? And so what should be happening is this counter is counting up every second. But because this is a useEffect, first of all, I don't even know if this is going to work. This is fun. Let's check it out. I would mind component. Oh my Lord. Okay. So this is counting. This is not counting. Why are you being like that? I wonder if I have to have it. I wonder if I have to have it in my list of dependencies in there. What? What the deuce? Yeah. Oh, that's horrible. Need to update state to re-render. Yeah, I just did, didn't I? Oh, I need to use state. That's it. Sorry. Okay. Use state. Basic React fail. Thank God that I'm gainfully employed somewhere, because if I was going for a job, woo! Const counter. Update. I know, set counter equal use state 0. Bam. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna set the counter like this. That's what we're gonna do. Will that work? We'll have to go +1. Yeah, you wouldn't want to interval set. Interval set inside of set state. Am I about to stack overload this? But I want it to run every... Oh, right, because you get the old, you're past the old count, right? Count. Right, like that, right? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna break it. There we go. Okay, so what happens if it oh my lord. That doesn't seem right. Look at, oh wow, things are dying. They're going crazy. I'm gonna get rid of that. I just want this to set once. Because I know why it's doing this. It's setting an interval for every time that thing's running, right? Yeah, okay. Right? Okay, so I don't need that. That needs to go away. Okay, so yeah, it should also clear the time in the effect return. Yeah. So I should be able to go const interval, right? Do that, and then do you return a function? Is that what you do here? You return a function. Clear interval. Yeah, so like that, right? You just return a function. I guess I can just do this because that is technically a function, is it not? Yeah. Okay, cool. But I don't think that this is going to ever get unmounted. Oh, so if I set, okay. So if I do set timeout instead, that'll still work? Is that what you're saying? Watering after running your effects multiple times. So let's just see if this works. Oh, Kevin. Handler, and then followed by the timeout. Like it needs to return this. Oh, thanks for the follow, Chris Crane 13. So if I were to just do like that. Oops. Boom. And then boom. Is this the craziness you're talking about? What am I doing wrong? I don't know. Apparently, I clearly have no idea what to do with set timeout. No idea. Code. Delay. Return value. Set timeout. That, yeah, thing. There you go. So that, oh, does it need to be a string? What? And you need counter to clear timeout. Yeah, I know, but the timeout's not right. Okay, you just hold just 1 second. This is not working, and I am not enjoying this. Okay, hold on. So set timeout should take some kind of function, shouldn't it? .log timed out. And that should be followed by the timeout, which is a number, and I'll say that's at 1 second. So when this runs, I should get a timeout after 1 second. But I'm not getting a timeout after 1 second. Return clear timeout. Return Oh, like this, right? That's what you're saying? I'm clearing it immediately. That's the problem. Timed out, timed out. Okay, cool. So timed out. So then I just need to do set counter, oops. Counter plus oops, plus 1. Okay, let's see. Huh? And then what, do I have to add counter to the the dependencies so it doesn't have a timeout once it, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is safer because it's going to clear itself automatically, right? And then React just handles dealing with it. So, okay. This is really interesting. I would never think, I mean, this makes sense because we're only changing counter. So this only runs when counter changes. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you, Kevin. This is you know, thank you for React from bulk to your effect multiple times. Yeah, well, it makes sense because my understanding of this is that, okay, so we are creating, I'm gonna change this because it's not an interval, it's a timeout. Because we are changing the counter state, then this gets run again, right? Like that's really what's happening. Like if I didn't have that, it would run once. But because it runs and then sets and then it runs again and sets and runs again and sets, right? Could call the difference even when you didn't expect it. Call the effect even when you didn't expect it to. Yeah. So is there something else going on there behind the scenes that I'm not aware of? So they should be self-contained. Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so the next thing is I want to do this. I'm gonna go console.log. My clearing timeout. Right. So this should be run. If I understand this is so this stuff gets run when component unmounts. Now, Kevin, you tell me if I'm right here. But I'm pretty sure that when whatever you return from a useEffect gets run when the component gets unmounted. So this, I don't think this runs. So let's just see. All right. All right, explain to me why that's happening. It's cleaning up when re-rendering. It's a cleanup when re-rendering. Oh, this fundamentally changes the way I think of useEffect. Okay. I always just assumed that this would only, whatever was returned would only run when the component was unmounted. But what you're saying is that it actually cleans up. So it unmounts and remounts the component on state change? Is that what I'm understanding it to be? And Kevin, I don't know why you come to my streams because honestly, you know more about this than I do. I appreciate you being here though. Okay, so this gets run. Okay, so that gets run on every state change. Is that because? Why is that? Hooks is a bit of a different paradigm in a sense. Okay. Okay. So if you're doing something like if you're adding an event listener to say like an object on a page, right? And you did it in here on mount, for example. Oh, I guess I wonder. So let's say for the sake of argument, we didn't have this, right? Would that get run? So that gets run once, and then let's see. It's gonna probably still get run. Oh God, cleared. All right, so this gets run. So that didn't get run there. Or did it? See what happens here. Okay, because, oh, right, because it's a timeout. It doesn't need to, it only runs one time. But it's, let's say I put like an event listener on on an item, like a button click or something, right? And I wanted to clear that. Then does this become when would this be called? Like I have no dependencies, so this should be called, I guess, when the component unmounts. What was the name of the thing that you passed? I'm gonna test that. You gave me the name of that thing, Kevin. What was it? It was unmount component at node. I don't even know if that's a thing, but let's find out. Oh, there it is, unmount component at node. So here we are rendering the app, and then here I'm going to, I guess we need to put it in the container, right? So when it's not visible, I'm going to unmount the whole thing. And when it is visible, we're going to mount it back. Let's see what happens here. This has become fun. So that's in. Okay, so, ooh. That seems not good. Okay, first things first, I need to fix something here. That's what I want. Okay, so let's see what the error was. Target container is not a DOM element. Am I just calling it wrong? Not observer, container. That'll do it 6 times a day. Okay, cool. So that's now giving me some errors. So cleared. Okay, so that did work. Oh, this is cool. All right. Let's get back down to the thing. Okay. So that actually worked. I never really played with React in like with this like removing and adding things. I mean, it's just JavaScript, so I don't know why it wouldn't work, but this is pretty cool. So yeah, okay, so that kind of proves that shows what I was assuming with useEffect. When you return a function, it gets called when the component is unmounted. Like that's like a component did unmount lifecycle method, right? But I guess what happens when you have an item in your dependencies array, it seems to get called more, like gets called all the time, right? So tick cleared, tick cleared, tick cleared. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Very cool. All right, learned something today. Super cool. Thanks for that. But what else? Okay, so what else do we want to do here? So we have this timer. Yeah. So you can use it as debounce too. You can use the useEffect as debounce. Where would you use that as debounce? Like it's, yes, so you type an input. Oh, I see what you're saying. Interesting, okay. Cool. That's super cool. Man, I think React is like the coolest thing ever. I wish I knew more about it. I wish I was better at it. Okay, so that's that thing. So I don't know if we're doing like, I don't know, if you want to do a counter here. So if we pause this and we come back up, it resets it and goes the way it's gonna go. So here's a question. How can I have the internal app respond to it? I guess we could use a prop for that, right? Like if we wanted to have it say, okay, I want to see it, I want this thing to run at 0, at 0.5, and this thing. So then in here, I could do maybe like a, okay. So I'm gonna render this no matter what, right? I'm gonna do a switch statement, switch, and we're gonna do this on the ratio here, right? And right, let's try that case. This is 1. We're gonna say let message. Return or break. Yeah, I think case is going to be 0.5. Can you do a case statement? Yeah, I'm sure you can. This is silly because we're never going to read this, but that's fine. Okay, and then in the app, I can get to that now. I'm going to add the message prop, and it's going to be message. And here, this is like the worst reacting ever. Let's see, get that out of here. Okay, let's see what this does. I am fully visible. Okay. 50% visible. Let me look at my example. You can do something with opacity, perhaps. Oh yeah, you could do something with opacity. Let me look. I think I might have messed up my thing here. 0.5. Oh, but greater than 0.5. I don't think a switch statement is the right way to do it. I'm going to do something like this. I'm just going to steal this again. And do that. And message is going to be oops. So I guess what you could do is you could do something kind of cool, like div cannot exist. Div cannot exist. Oh yeah, of course. Let's just do that. There we go. What would be kind of neat is if we could take this value and set a. We could just take the value. Do something like this. What do we do? Container dot styles. How do we add that? This is basic JavaScripting again. Add style to element JavaScript. If you see style dot color, right? Okay, so style dot nope. Dot opacity equals, and then we'll see what we can do there. Change the opacity. I'm Ron Burgundy. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. So it does sort of work. So to make that happen, I think what we need to do is add more threshold pieces, right? So we could get, I wonder if there's like a threshold. Let's look at this. Look at down here. So specifications, no. Build the array of threshold ratios. Oh, I see. Oh, I see what they're doing here. So we could just do something like this. And yeah, I'm going to steal this and then put it in here. What does this return, an array? Yeah, it returns an array. So I'm just going to go like that. Call it. See what that does. I don't know. This might work. It might not work. I have no idea. So there we go. Oh, that's cool. Check that out. So it's kind of fading out as it comes in. So we can do the opposite too, right? Yeah. So you'd want it to fade in while you're fading out to start and stop the counter. Oh, cool. gporter43. Thanks for the chat. Use the intersection observer to stop and start the counter. Okay, so let's that's interesting. How would we do that? Okay. All right. So, well, I mean, we were technically doing that, but it was unmounting the whole container using an intersection, passing it down to the React component. Okay. So we're just gonna do it as a we'll say this. What is this? Ratio equals, and then we'll just go. We'll grab that, right? And then in our component, we just pass it as a thing, ratio, right? And then we can just say, we can just do another one of these, and then just display what the ratio is. It might need to mess with that a little bit, but there. So the ratio is 1. So that's the ratio right there, right? It's 9 plus, and it disappears as a. Right, so it's off screen and it fades in. Yeah. So yeah, like with React component, like with React, it's just passing info, right? Like what you want to do with it is completely up to you. Like we could do something like put this all in one line, maybe. Message. Ratio. God, if I could type ratio, and then we'll put the ratio in, and do one of these, right? And then something like that. So there's the ratio is 1, and then so on and so forth. And it zooms on down. This is a really cool thing. I'm pretty sure that intersection observer's got like pretty decent browser support. I'm pretty sure it's fully supported across all major browsers except IE, which is dead, so that's fine. But so I don't know. I think there are polyfills for it available somewhere if interested. So what else can we do with this thing that's kind of cool? I mean, the other thing that we could do. Oh, I got an idea. Oh, this is neat. Okay. What if we did a useEffect that made an AJAX call based on the ratio? What if we did something like that? So say if ratio is equal to 1, we're going to say do something. something. That's how my kids say something. That's pretty cool. So what if we, so now we could actually have it like fade in, and then when it gets to 1, it's going to try to do something, right? Next, try mutation observer. Oh, that sounds. Mutation observer. What is a mutation observer? DOM tree. Customize recent event listener and demo. All right, so what does this thing do? Mutations are observed. Mutation list. What is the is it okay? Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so mutation observer will tell you when something you're watching changes. That's super cool. That's cool. I gotta get better at this. JavaScript's some cool shit, man. This is awesome. Okay, so we could do something like we could use a mutation observer to like check to see if our Ajax call is returned and put that in. Well, I guess we would know if it was returned, but it would it know? It would check to see if it had on the question. Yeah, this is some pretty cool stuff. This is super cool. So yeah, so now let's go like so there's a, let's say what is there available to us? I think I have like a meme generator. Let's see. I got a meme generator thing in here that I can pull down. Yeah, I'm just gonna steal this. This is from my meme generator thing. I'm just gonna use it as a, okay, I'm just gonna put that in there. So I don't care so much about that. So what I'm gonna do is, cool. All right. So anyways, I'm going to steal this. I'm going to not call this function unless I better explain this code because I know what this code does because I wrote it a little while ago, but this might be a bit confusing. So I'm going to do a useEffect on here that when ratio changes, my intent is, and I'm going to have to do some stuff with this. I'm not going to do that because I don't care about the story images. I'm just going to console log. And then we'll figure out what to do there in a second. Console.log, filtered memes. So the idea here is in a useEffect, and Kevin, what I'm doing here is, it's my understanding, Kevin, chime in, if that you can't call an async function directly inside a useEffect. So I've created this function called load images. It's just heading, I'm just noticing something. I don't want this session storage thing. I don't want that, and I don't want that. So that's just gonna make it simpler. So I've created a function called load images that's gonna hit this endpoint that's gonna return memes, and then if we have them, then I'm just gonna console log them now. And then basically, I'm checking if the ratio is 1. If it is, then I'm gonna load those images. So yeah, so we'll see what that is, with the intention of like loading a meme here in a second. But only when it loads. So let's do this. Okay, so that worked. So let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go up here, 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 and then so that loaded. And that's pretty awesome. So then box count. Oh, all right, Drake. All right, so let's just grab the old image here. And just for the sake of being, probably want to do it a little differently. We'll do source, and then we'll say, nope. And we'll go image, filtered memes, 0. And what was it? It was a URL. It was URL. So we'll say a URL. So this is probably gonna break horribly. So I need to do this. Filtered memes. I can put this in here. I just want to check to make sure that filtered memes is actually, we actually have it for it. We actually have it available to us, and then we can do that. And then so this should just take the first one, and then do I have width and height? Okay, I'm just gonna set the width, width. Oh my god, width to so I don't know, whatever, 300 for now. This will just be a thing that it does. All right, so let's do this, and then we're gonna load this in slowly, and then filter memes is not defined. Okay, so what? Oh, right, because it's not available here. Const memes and set memes, right? And this will be use state, because we just want them. And then null is fine, so we're gonna say set memes. We'll do this, set memes, and use filtered memes in there. We can get rid of that now. And then I will access the memes dude right there. So this should give me that. Let's just see. You wouldn't want to run a fetch in an effect. Interesting. Okay, so that's working. All right. Why? Is that because it could run multiple times? Is that the sort of the idea? Because, like you said earlier, you're not sure if an effect gets run a bunch of times. Is that what you're sort of getting at there, Kev? That's one of the reasons. Okay. Okay. Well, if anyone's gonna have a good opinion on it, it's gonna definitely be Dan Abramov. Okay. Race conditions. That's true. Cool. That's a lot of reading. I'll read that soon. That's very, very cool. Okay, so begs the question then, how would you handle that? You wouldn't use a useEffect on mount. You would do something different. Would you hydrate the app a different, like, keep in mind that this is inside of a block too. SWR. I don't know what SWR is. SWR. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so I see. Backer. Okay. So this is a hook that handles that stuff. Okay. Okay, cool. So that makes sense. Okay, cool. So in the context of Gutenberg and in WordPress, we do have hooks that handle a lot of the data fetching, but which I'm assuming are probably fine. Well, and you wouldn't need to run them in. I've put it in fetch before, but also check the whether would also check for whether you're still matching. Maybe cancel the request too and clean them if you really need to. Yeah, you're right. I think my code samples here are a little simplistic. There's no, like, if this, you'd want to be doing some checking for stuff for sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, that's really cool. That's something that I clearly need to learn a bit more about. But that's awesome. It's awesome. All right. Well, I don't know. Is there anything else? Imagine some strong status codes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this doesn't handle anything really. It just handles an error and it just console logs the error. I mean, there's definitely, depending on what you're doing and how you're trying to do it and what the data is you need and all that stuff, you definitely, it seems like this is pretty simplistic. So I'm gonna learn I'm going to learn a bit more about SWR and React Query. And it's I don't know if it's something like, it's not something that is like kind of part of the WordPress community. Probably should be. We're doing stuff like this, so I definitely appreciate the heads up on that stuff. So that's so cool. This has been a fun stream. Well, for me anyways, I've been learning a lot. I hope people here have too. Kevin should just be called KevXB codes, because I'm literally writing his code in the thing here. Okay, cool. Well, is there anything else that we should do with this thing? Is there any other sort of examples that we'd want to mess with here? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think here. So we got our stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to install this SWR thing and just use it as a hook, right? So how do we use this? We just get started. Okay, so we're going to install SWR. The one benefit to a lot of what we're doing here in Gutenberg, thank you. I'm sure it's skewed further in my direction than it is yours, but I appreciate that. One of the benefits, one of the cool things, is that Thanks, Hickey Pops. I stream every Thursday at 10:30 on block stuff, WordPress stuff. Sometimes it's contributing to Core and Gutenberg project, whatever. But thanks for coming. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you next week. One really cool thing about using everything that just comes with WordPress is that our bundle sizes are tiny, right? So we don't really need to worry about installing packages, but I guess that'll just save. But I'm going to install this. You just stop. What is this? Unsupported engine. What am I using? Oh. 18, yeah. NVM use 16. Blah, blah. Install that again. Let's see if that worked. Cool. All right. So now how do I use the damn thing? So data error. So what's fetcher? Fetcher function, which is just sort of a wrapper for native fetch. Okay. Extend rest. Okay. Is the bundle size tiny in your viewScript with React? Yeah, because I'm not actually bundling React. So like this is my view size. Let me just see. Villain Finder. I can tell you the exact. It's 7 kilobytes. I don't know if you can see that, but it's 7K. Because everything that I'm using is already built into JavaScript, right? All the packages that I'm using are already built and enqueued by WordPress. So if we look on the front end, like, so when this gets enqueued, it has its dependency array. right? So if we look, we can see what sources. Let's look for content scripts. No, whatever. It says page content includes JS. So you see we have DOM. So it's automatically enqueuing DOM ready because it's in our list. It doesn't automatically though. That's the thing. So when we generate our when we enqueue our file, so let's look at, so we have view.js, right? But in our view.asset.php, we are telling WordPress that we need these two elements, one being DOM ready and the other one being element. Now element is the React abstraction. So this is effectively loading React on the front end of our site, which may or may not be a good thing. Depending on the size of the file, right? It's like if we look in, so what is this file size? Can we get a sense of the file size in here? I don't know. Let's look in, what is it? Network, JS, DOM ready, 1.4K. This is gonna be element. Let me find this. Element. So it's 12.6 kilobytes. I guess that's the size of it. But so yeah, it does. Yeah, so it does load it, but you have to tell it to load it by defining it as a dependency, and that's sort of what we've done here. If we were to take this out, which is, I would never recommend doing this. We're going to probably get some serious issues. Yeah. So see, it's not loaded. It's not loaded React at all, right? I don't recommend messing with your view asset stuff, but so you can have a completely headless WordPress, as long as you call it WP head in your template. I guess it's not technically, I mean, you will have React available to you. I built entire React applications on a single WordPress page, and all it did was just spit out a container div, and it was a complete React application. I didn't install any React at all, and or any real packages, to be honest. And so the bundles are tiny, and so load times is super tiny, and all the stuff that WordPress bundles is super compressed and minified and obfuscated and reduced in file size as much as possible, right? So, but what the heck was I trying to do here? Oh, right. I needed to do this, right? So I'm going to create this fetcher function that it's talking about, and then I'm going to import SWR, use SWR from SWR. So I'll do this in here, right? And then I need to do this. Is that what I need to do? So then like that, but then I need to pass it this thing, right? Like this. Oops. I don't know what this is going to do. So I'm going to call, okay. And then I will just hide this. I don't know if I'm doing this right. So I'm just going to call it data and data because I'm expecting an array. So what is the example doing here? If I'm just going to console log. Console log data. I don't know what this is going to do. Yeah, you could absolutely load the entire editor on the front end if that's what you wanted to do. There's a couple. There's someone that does that. Who is it? There's front end. There's, I don't know. There's a Gutenberg front end. Front end Gutenberg example. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure that there's a Gutenberg example somewhere. Yeah, Frontenberg. That's it. Yes, thank you. You literally know everything. All right, let's go back here and see what I can figure out. So I'm gonna go like this. See what happens. Oh, did that not build? Maybe I don't have it. No. Oh, no, I don't have it building. Okay. PM start. Yeah, they probably do. I mean, there's definitely like, I would not put the block editor on the front end because you're talking about front end rights and all kinds of ridiculous things that could be horribly bad. But in theory, all of the packages are available to you. You can just install them and have it work. What is this? Oh, okay. Hide that for now. Let's just call them all kinds of errors. Success is true. Success is true. Data is memes is an array. So what does data look like? Hold on. So data comes in. Oh, I see. Okay, so we're gonna go. Can I go? Guess I'll do this. Oh no. We'll go. Let me just do this. Data. Memes. Oops. I hope that'll work. See. I don't know why this isn't working. Success is true. Oh, data is got a... It's got a data object? Is that what it is? It's a little bit screwed. Oh, you get out of here. Probably not there yet. Okay, so data memes. Okay, so this is okay, cool. All right, so data. I need to clean that up a little better. Something like this. I'm apparently getting huge memory usage for some reason. It's probably a whole bunch of uncleaned up. There we go. So that works. Okay, so that does the same thing as this. So I don't need this entire useEffect. That's cool. Thanks for sharing that, Kevin. I quite like that. And I'm going to just ignore that for now because it's being done. And I'll read that because this will just be in there. Awesome. I would clearly handle this a little bit better, I think. But yeah. Okay, well, I mean, it's noon. So I think I'm going to probably call it. But unless there's anything else that anyone wants to see while we're hanging out here. But that useSWR thing's pretty cool. I'm going to dig into it a bit further. This is really nice to avoid having to do it in a useEffect. But yeah, as usual, thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for sharing your knowledge with me. It's fantastic. All right, y'all. I'm going to let you go. Cheers. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content about Gutenberg and WordPress development.